Peace be with you and welcome to Spiritual Chords. If you are new and just coming across this platform, I'd like to give you a very personal, warm thank you and welcome for being here. Thank your higher self for gravitating to this platform by way of this frequency, by way of this timeline. Congratulations. That means that you are absolutely committed to ascending to your higher good, as am I and my beautiful Soul Tribe family. For those of you that came back to hang out with me here again, I am eternally grateful because you could be anywhere, but you decided to come on in and bring your high frequencies and just your beautiful energy, which is absolutely raising the vibration of this entire solar system. Yes, we are moving beyond the planet Earth. We are activating high frequencies in the solar system by way of the galaxy. Listen, there is a new feature, okay? I am eternally excited about it. Eternally is like my new word, okay? Everything's eternal. Infinite, Listen, not finite. There's a new feature. It's called Hype Up the Video, or Hype Me Up, HYPE. You should see it down below. Now, if you swipe to the left, it will also allow you to leave a detailed comment. If you continue to swipe to the left, it will break down an explanation. Explanation. Did I say that right? I feel like I'm speaking another language. Explanation. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Of the content creator's content creator, meaning me, the one that is creating the content, and it breaks it down real nice. I said, oh, this is a really nice feature. It's really, really nice. So I'm just grateful. Hopefully y'all will hype up this video. It absolutely helps the algorithms. Y'all listen, we did a live yesterday, okay? And it's interesting because as I was pulling the energy, I was absolutely pulling the energy from the people or persons or the groups or the gang stalkers that were in the comments. And I was not reading the comments. And somebody was like really going in with a lot of hate. And so when I went back to look at the live feed, just to make sure that everything was good and that, I had everything correct, I had a lot of hidden messages of like hate and some other stuff and just unfortunate energies, right? So with that being said, I just want to dive into that energy and explain why so many people are comfortable being hateful. Because remember, one, they've been disconnected from source, y'all. Two, they've been lied to. Three, they see us as an invasion to their dark night of the soul. Four, what the heck are we so happy about when they're going through hell, right? So the fall of the mindsets, the fall of the false narratives, whatever they were sold, whatever they were told, it's an emergent situation. So when they come online and they're seeking answers and I'm on here singing and happy, it's a little hard, for them to digest with us being in this high frequency. What they cannot see, got the sirens in the background. What they cannot see is what we had to do by way of going in and going through these levels, because we don't look like anything of what we've been through, right? In optimum health, after transmuting death and diseases and all kinds of, your story, right? We don't need to revisit it. So I thought the energy was interesting, and it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. But I also realized that I must be tapping into something very, very big. I also feel like the truth will absolutely set people free. Sometimes the truth makes things look really ugly before it gets beautiful. And so that's just the realization that I had to come to by way of just this new energy, whatever it is. I can't even say it's new. I feel like a lot of these people feel scrambled. Like you scramble eggs, they feel scrambled. They were lied to. They did moon magic, it's backfiring. They don't know why you still alive, why you still prospering, because all the red flags are there. But you have people that don't want to believe, that they have been asleep, that they have chosen to believe a lie. They're making offerings to the Orisha. They're being rejected. Some of these people were told to stop doing certain practices religiously, but they don't want to stop because this is what has worked for them. However, now that we're activating this eternal self, sentient being, angelic realm being, apostolic realms, tapping into prophetic realms that have never been tapped into by any organization, not even the Galactic Confederation. We also had to cancel some contracts with the Galactic Confederation because we had a couple of, alternate beings that were really trying to eliminate us and using the moon to do so, right? So there's a lot being revealed. Listen, let's just get into it. I want to dig a little bit deeper, though, into that on a mental level. 10 to 20, okay? Omnis energy. So omnis energy, yeah, this is like religious groups. People that are trying to protect a fallen matrix. So they come on, they're like, oh, you're a liar. You're stupid. This is a fake platform or whatever they say, right? Whatever they're believing, whatever they need to believe in order to protect this controlled matrix of which we are exempt. Once you unplug from the matrix and you see the programming, child, it's impossible to go back to sleep. But I do remember my dark night of the soul. I remember when I realized that I had been lied to. Oh my God, I was so angry. I was so mad. I didn't, however, react to the people like online. I wasn't like that. It wasn't like projected out for me. It was the people closest to me that I feel like I was really like in this energy of urgency. Like, don't you see this? Like, all this is a lie? Well, wait a minute. I thought it said in the Bible that this, but then this part of the Bible is saying that. And I'm reading the Holy Quran and I have been on this journey, right? And so I didn't project it out to people that I didn't know, which is, again, a very dangerous energy, because I feel like these people are coming up against timelines and grids that they have no knowledge of. Like, there is this protection activated around our destinies. So they need be careful who they try to come up against. I can't make it up. Psychic readers at the bottom of the deck. Spirit is guiding me to take it. Okay. So the psychic readers, the ones that are really in that God body, like you really talking to somebody connected to eternal life, which means that we can see the fragmented, collapsing timelines, but that is something that is within a consciousness that has gone awry. It has gone astray. It has wandered. It is all over the place. Omnis energy. These are like groups, okay? Religious groups that don't want people to stop believing in Christianity, but instead we activated the Christ consciousness. We realized, Christianity, that's a religion that leads me back to leaders that tell me what to do. Okay, no, I think I want to exercise my own free will. In fact, I know that I do. And I'm going to think for myself, and I and source are one. That was really the message of Yeshua HaMashiach. So now that we're really tapped in, whoa. You got a lot of people. Like I said, this is not an easy process. But what they cannot continue to do is project out false narratives onto this platform or anywhere else. So now what I'm being forced to do is I'm screenshotting certain pages, y'all, and I'm reporting it to the highest level. Only because I feel like these people need a wake-up call. And maybe that'll be something that will truly wake them up. Like the guy that kept sending me money on PayPal, and he was a part of some Luciferian group. And he kept sending me money to send hate messages, right? And I reported him. He sent it on PayPal, but he didn't realize that his address was on there, like his physical home address, his business. He was a business owner. Like, there's a lot at stake. And I feel like the attention that some of these people are reaching for is not what they're going to get. They're going to get some real attention, like medical attention for medicinal purposes, because these are consciousness that need to be rewired. They're all over the place. The moon got their whole emotions scrambled. It ain't even a full moon, new moon, whatever we in. Okay, some people live by the moon cycles. Okay, you're on your journey. You'll figure it out. But listen, the moon got them scrambled up. Look, as soon as I split the deck, 4 cups, keep missing opportunities, jumping up to get beat down. Missing opportunities. Because I was having such a good time on the live. My vibration was so high that honestly I was channeling in the message, but I wasn't reading the comments. And so then they started to fall off. I think like halfway through, There were like 30 people that just fell off and they stopped commenting. And then I noticed that there were people that were trying to come in and create confusion. What is this? What are you doing? Those are tricks of the enemy, y'all. Just ignore it. You have to. Because the only way to get these people to try to catch up with their reflection of which they've lost is to let them sit in whatever they're sending out. This realm, my platform, my physical body, my house, my home, my gift, my destiny is divinely protected. Like by the divine, by the one. The one, yeah, the one. Above the Galactic Confederation, the one above the Anunnaki, above, at the highest heaven. So when I think about low vibrations like this that people get addicted to by way of diabolical tendencies, it is just unfortunate for them, honestly, because they missed the message. Divinely protected, 7 of Wands, and I extend this same message to my divine collective because you know the feeling, right? It just looks like, you know how I feel like a whole group of people, let's just say you have 20 high vibrational people and you got maybe 2 people that are spazzing out. They're going to look like a very odd anomaly, a part of a grid and a program that we're just looking at like, y'all good? I don't know why everybody's so happy. What are you singing about? And they're just spewing out all their pain and stuff that they don't know how to deal with. Really, they really need a hug. They can't find nobody to hug. You know what to do when you can't find nobody to hug? Wrap your arms around yourself. Take a deep breath. Because once you put something out into the ethers, that's it. Thank God for them that we have forgiving spirits. Because we can see what's really wrong. We can spiritually diagnose it. But one has to want help in order to be better or be well, right? There's illness and then there's wellness. It's a choice, right? Okay. Psychic readers, show me what's going on here, Holy Spirit. Yeah, I can't make this up. They're going to start to be just kind of like, even with this 8 of Cups right here, they're wandering souls, y'all. Okay? These are people that are attacking the psychics, the high priestess. I was on a guy's channel that I had never come across before. He's an older guy. He does tarot. And there was a guy in his comments saying, oh, you need to put it down, player. Oh, you did. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a diminished consciousness. What a waste of a mind, you know? Like, damn, you're just out here. And I really want to intercede. But at the same time, I have to remind myself that everybody's not going to make it. Everybody's not going to make it. Everybody doesn't make it through the dark night of the soul. I talked to one of my really good psychiatrist friends that I've known for over 13 years. And I remember when she and I became acquainted. And she says, you know, some people don't make it through the Kundalini awakening. She says some of them have aneurysms. It's a real physical, biological, chromosomal, energetic, electrical awakening. It ain't no joke. It is absolutely something to be taken seriously. And if you're halfway through, that's okay. Be patient. You could be opening up chambers within yourself that is releasing certain knowledge to help you remember. It could be a song, sound, sight, light, sun gazing. Just stay at it, work at it, release it, forgiveness. We always reach to the left to put our hands over our hearts, right? But your heart is really in the center, in alignment with your Taurian energy, your throat chakra, which goes all the way through to the front of your neck, behind your thyroid, both sides, and to the back of your neck. That is where you should be breathing from at certain levels of your meditation. Breathing from the bottom of your feet. You know how they say 10 toes down? That's an element. That's a connection. Creating cords with your toes into Gaia with your feet. Why? Because there's pressure points at the bottom of your feet by way of reflexology that connect to parts of your body and your brain. Your kidneys. Everything that you need is in the bottom of your feet and your hands. There's chakras there, right? So staying grounded will help you just continue to stay in a high frequency, because I don't think we're transmuting these people's energy anymore. I don't feel like we're obligated to. I feel like there was a time that we needed to. There was an urgency to wake people up. Now we're just walking. We're just on the journey. We like, look, we see people, hey. We like, keep your eye on the prize, easing on down the yellow brick road. You got the 8 of Cups. So some of these people are walking away. What's the deal? These are religious groups. Yeah, some of them are sick. Remember, their moon magic is backfiring. They have bought gins. They've been initiated into groups. They've been crowned with dark energies. They're angry. They've been promised certain things, and they're watching their practitioners sit in an energy of feeling powerless. Okay? Some of them are being controlled by dark forces from other planets. Yes, there are dark forces on other planets. Okay? Pulling the strings, using the moon to scramble their energy and make them angry, to take away their divine feminine energy. Be this a man or a feminine. Once you take away divine feminine energy, you pretty much got it. You're just done. Because everybody needs feminine energy. I don't care. Yeah, you need. And when I mean I don't care how people see it. This is what I know to be a fact. If you're masculine, look, you need feminine energy. You could be single. You could be in a relationship. It doesn't matter. You need feminine energy. Feminine energy represents the true heart chakra, what's at the center of the core. And the heart chakra has a cord connected to the solar plex by way of the pineal gland, right? So you got the King of Cups, self-love. It's time for love and overflow. Queen of Cups, feminine energy. Listen, a lot of these people are angry. Yeah, look. And because they're stuck on a fragmented timeline, 6 of Cups is like going in a loop. It's like, back in the day, we used to have record players, right? And if the record was scratched, it would just skip. It would play the same part, just over and over. That's how these people are over. And they want to get out. This is the thing. These people want to get out. But after they've been doing something for so long, sometimes, getting out doesn't look like what they thought. Getting out could mean, them forgiving people or forgiving themselves, or maybe stop doing certain things that they've been doing or accustomed to doing for so long. Breaking a habit. 5 of Cups. Getting out is not as easy as it looks. So then they get online and they come here because they're like, oh, she's nice. Oh, this bitch. This how they think. Oh, we about to F her. Child, little do they know. That's all I can say is little do they know. They know very little. They need to know more. They need to go within. The universe is telling them to go within, not me. I'm just here to give you the message. Because at the end of the day, we all have to make a decision about what we want to do with the information that we have now that we have it. How to apply it. It's one thing to know something, but to not apply it means that you are ignorantly, on purpose, quite literally, ignoring the fact that you need to do something different. That's not something that everybody can help you with. This is an individual effort. Nobody's coming. Your higher self is telling you, hey, go within. Because at the end of the day, look, this is how they look. After they get offline and they log off and they said all that, this is how they look at the end of the day. Can't sleep, no rest for the wicked, just lost. Stuck in the past. Like, don't you want to talk to Source? Too afraid to be alone, too afraid to go within, too afraid to pull back the layers, having to admit what they've been lied to about, what they've agreed to by way of lies, what they how do you say, I just heard the abandonment of God. Yeah, they have to come to the realization that they've abandoned God. Some of them were worshiping false idols in the hopes that, certain entities would save them. Now these entities are absolutely being alchemized. So now they're being controlled by dark forces, y'all, from dark planets, other planets, quite literally. When I think about the Matrix, it's like the Agent Smith people, the AI, literally, their artificial spirituality, artificial intelligence. It only goes so far, but when you connect it to the one, infinite intelligence, the Most High God, you never run out of the sources of what you need, okay, in order to walk your journey. 3 of Wands is us moving forward. The fact that we keep turning our back is really like igniting a lot of tantrums. A lot of dark nights of the soul with the 3 of Wands. Yeah, it's igniting some tantrums because with foresight, we already know what's going to happen here. What's the 10 to 20? Something about a 10-year span. Yeah, there's 10 years of judgment. Something about a decade. So divine judgment. So what does this look like? 5 of Cups and the 4 of Swords. People that attacking other people that don't want to forgive, don't want to let go. So they do things routinely that are just spiraling out of control. Spiraling in the opposite direction. We're in this Queen of Cups, King of Cups energy. But really the psychics is what's really getting them. They don't like the foresight. They don't like the fact that we see that their end is here. That we warned them. They're really angry at the fact that they didn't listen. High Priestess, look, psychic abilities, masculine, feminine. High Priestess, intuition, third eye on fleet, pineal gland in alignment with your real heart chakra in the center. We've released and or transmuted so much divine feminine energy. You are a necessity to this galaxy and the galaxies beyond that, by way of a cosmic realm, by way of a cosmic grid. Oh, divine feminine. Yeah, look, they don't like the predictions. They know this is coming. 10 of Swords, down and out, down for the count. 10, the number 10 is real significant. 10 to 20, something about 10 years. Then there's 20. Look at the significance. You got the number 20 there, and you got the number 10 there. And on this card, you got 10 to 20. Shout out to the people that are so tapped in. They can read cards backwards by way of an opposite dimension. Clarify, Holy Spirit. They don't like the fact that we're predicting their downfall. But the warnings were there. Remember, Gabriel blew the horn. Y'all remember when we were hearing the horns from heaven? I don't know if y'all were hearing it, but I was hearing it. Some of you were hearing divine intervention by way of a train. Spirit was talking. You would hear the train pass by or a car would pass by honking the horn at a certain time. Those were all synchronicities. Those were not by coincidence. Those were warnings. That's like ring the alarm. So the warning signs, that's like telling somebody, hey, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Hey, 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 are you up? And they still in the 4 of Swords looking like this. And you like, hello? Hi, are you there? They just gone. Still doing the same thing. Blinded to the truth. This is free will. 2 of Swords. Everybody has a decision to make. Some of these people waited too long. I'm going to be quite honest with the 10 of Swords in judgment, y'all. And so why are they so angry at the psychics? Why they keep coming to the platforms? Because they know that we're predicting their fate. That they signed up for it. Free will. We didn't do it to them. We made a decision. Hey, I don't want to hate anymore. Because I don't know about y'all, but after I came up out of a whole bunch of relationships where people did me dirty, I had never felt that much anger in my life. I got angry. It turned into hate. I was like, yo, because I knew the love that I was coming to bring. And you had people throwing death magic, death spells. I hate you. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm coming with all of this love. What is going on? Then I said, wait. Let me get some common sense around here and get in the 8 of Cups. And I'll figure it out when I get away from whatever the heck these people are trying to do, because I couldn't process it. And even the hate that I felt was energy that needed to be transmuted. Whoa, don't let nobody take your divine feminine heart. Your heart has favor with the divine. Yeah, look, balance. 6 of Pentacles, equal give and take. We were very generous, very kind, very loving. Listen, that was the goal. The goal was to strip you of that kindness. That's why they kept coming for your beauty and coming for your this and attacking your heart chakra, because the goal was to get you to turn away from source. Now that they're not able to even reach for our energy long enough to project it, this stuff is done. So why are they mad? Because they sacrificed themselves, y'all. They got elaborate altars to demons, jars, blood, shit, all kinds of stuff they done cooked up. Only to end up in a 10 of Swords, judgment, and a hangman. So when they come into the chat and the platform and they're like, oh, you're fake, you're this. Listen, that's when you know you tapping into the truth. That don't bother me. None of those comments bother me. Not at all. I'm aware of it. but it has no effect on my destiny. I can't allow it. They're angry because we're predicting what the Most High is telling us to predict, and the Most High is showing us that they're under this illusion. Look, 7 of Cups. Projecting illusions, but really they're confused. Their illusions is a state of confusions. They're not really even projecting out now, y'all. They don't even have the energy to project out. They're just walking confusion. So their energy in itself brings and breeds confusion. So when we over here laughing and all of this, and we just laughing in the chat. F you, you black bee, you this, you that, beep, 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 beep. Child, I thank the Most High God I was not reading the comments. I was just laughing and minding my business, and eventually they just started to wander off, seeking for whom they can devour. They was like, oh yeah, it's a little bit too much love here. She out here ringing the damn bell. She out here ringing the damn bell, and they laughing in the chat, talking about I love you. It was too much. So they had to flee. The enemy had to flee. The enemy couldn't find nothing to attach itself to. So guess what he did? Or she did? Or they did? They went to another platform. Looking for whom they can devour. What a sad life. Queen of Swords energy, because we're speaking the truth. Queen of Swords speaks the truth. She does it in a very clear, concise way. She's intelligent. She doesn't allow anything to distract her from speaking the truth. This is the high priestess. This is the spiritual community. These are the real high priestess. Okay? Queen of Swords. Clear communication. Expressing what she feels. The Most High wants her to express because she's coming in a good Samaritan energy by way of humanitarianism. So she's saying it in a way that she knows people need to hear it, with the hopes that it penetrates some form of an awakening and a remembrance to return to source. Not later, but now. Okay? We've already established that time is an illusion. Didn't we establish that time was an illusion? And here is where the victory is. Six of Wands. Big Leo energy. Is it coincidental that Leo rules the heart? When those planetary alignments are in alignment within, the universe definitely responds back in a very beautiful way. We're in a new world, and you got some people that want to protect the fallen matrix, a fragmented consciousness. It's just not going to work. Look, they still want to, look, didn't I just tell you? A lot of these are men. Some of these are misogynistic men, King of Swords in the reverse and King of Pentacles in the reverse. They have a severe hatred for women. Severe, deeply unnatural, very unusual, cruel and unusual punishment within of women. So if they hate women to this capacity, then you know they got to hate their feminine side. All masculine, and it's toxic too. Hating divine feminine energy when you came through the womb of a woman, got your game from a woman, got your name from a woman. Your first teacher? Whoa. All mothers are not good mothers, but the fact that you came through a woman and you hate where you've come from is self-hatred being projected out into a world that is saying we're no longer receptive to your hatred. We're not going to answer to it. We're not going to care about it. We're not going to feed into it. We're just going to leave you off to the side until you disappear. In this fragmented illusion and confusion, while you sitting there trying to figure out why your hatred can't reach us. Why you trying to figure out why you got to leave a message. But then you find out that the mailbox is full. The universe is like, nah, we not receiving that. It's too late for this. You either get on board or you don't. But some of these awakenings, y'all, are so hard. Because they did real dark stuff. They've literally unalived people, children, babies. Like they've done some real serious human sacrificing. Very, very diabolical and beastly. Okay? So King of Pentacles, these are hoarders of energy. They want it all for them. Me, I. If they could wipe the planet clean and have all the things, they would do that. That's their like ultimate desire. To be in a world and they got everything to themselves. Gluttony, overindulging, overeating, watching somebody else that might be hungry, but sitting there with a plate full up like this. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. So you got the King of Swords in the reverse. Somebody's lacking inner truth. This person is really weak. They could be intimidated by feminine energy. You know, there's more feminines in the public eye by way of the High Priestess energy. I feel like the Most High creatively designed it that way because this is the awakening of the Great Mother, Divine Feminine. Okay? Whoever this King of Swords in the reverse is, this person is a manipulator. They misuse their power. Somebody's going into some type of financial debt with the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, keep in mind, let's be clear. Okay? One thing about diabolical, it is not gender prejudice. This could absolutely be a feminine as well in this energy. Clarify, Holy Spirit. And they're pissed off that we're psychic reader certified, because to be certified, you got to be tapped into the highest of heavens, again, above the Galactic Confederation. They know it. Three of Swords in the reverse. Releasing ourselves of negative energy, negative self-talk. Okay? Releasing pain and forgiveness. That's what the Three of Swords represents in this particular context. Okay? Optimism, recovery, moving on. We healed our hearts. So we like, okay, let's go. Now our hearts are only open to people who have open hearts, who are vibrating at a high frequency, who are not going to stab you in your heart. Yeah, it's a new world. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And we're feeling good. Ace of Pentacles, divine intervention, success. Successfully having a victory and gaining some type of momentum by way of the divine, by way of recognition. You can't miss us in the daytime or in the night. Illuminated beings. And when I mean illuminated, you're giving off so much light. Because the knowledge that you are now remembering that you know. Even when you pick up a book and it's familiar to you, or you believe that you're learning something new, quite honestly, you're simply awakening parts of your mental vortex, your cerebral cortex by way of decision making, and remembering something that you already knew. You just needed to push the button. You just needed to go within. You just needed to remember, oh, whoa, I'm a goddess. Okay. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. You mean I can alchemize? You mean I'm a natural born healer? You mean to tell me that everything in nature is within me? So the more I vibrate to the highest frequency, the sun activates my pineal gland and it helps planet Kai, beautiful Gaia. It helps her purge. It helps her menstrual cycles. This is why she's bringing storms and thunder, and she's giving birth, and her amniotic fluid is flowing throughout the galaxies. Oh, I'm connected to her. She is the divine feminine great mother in its totality all over the planet. Oh, now I realize the moon is just there to scramble frequencies. So let me break up with all lunar contracts, moon cycles on all timelines across every single Christ-like fabric and or grid, if you will, within me and without. Because now I've ascended to a new level where I have new truth. It's not easy to have believed something for so long, and then the truth just comes and smacks you in the face like a Mack truck. That's what these people are going through. They're sitting in darkness. They're sad. Remember, the devil said she's going to die in 21 days. You're going to be able to have her destiny. Oh, she's going to be coming back to you. Like they all out of alignment. These are people that put their faith in things, put their faith in other gods. They forfeited the promise. They forfeited their free will. Once you bind yourself to a demon or you ask a demon to do your work, you have forfeited your connection to God. You are now bound as a slave to worship this demon. And now if you tell the demon, hey, I want you to take this person's life, guess what? If the demon tries to come up on a sentient being, that demon gonna run back to this person so fast and be like, yeah, no, we can't touch her. We can't touch him. They connected to but one. You're like, what? I said kill. Wait a minute. You promised the demon blood. So guess where the demon is coming back to? It don't take that long to calculate, add, multiply, and divide to realize that the demon is coming back from whence it's come. You're the one that has the contract with it. And now you're under severe judgment. What you were doing before, you can no longer do. And some of these people are too afraid to awaken to the truth because of the level of work they would have to do. Y'all, do you know what they would have to do? To get back in the graces of the Most High? They got to get rid of that altar. They got to get rid of those artifacts. Some of them got stuff that they hold on to so tight. Little amulets in their purse. There's jinns and demons and child aid. And it's so much. Some of them have had intercourse with these spirits. Demonic sex. Some of them have been possessed with these spirits, forfeiting their connection to God. I never even knew people had sex with jinns until I was on my journey. I'm just going like Dora the Explorer. Oh, I guess I'll stop here. And I meet a very powerful practitioner who has clients all over the world. And I remember when I knew I needed to disconnect from her, and I met her because I was getting readings. I knew when I needed to disconnect from her around year 3, I think it was. And she said to me, she was like, you know, Jesus is not real. And it made something run through my body. I was like, ooh, no, I kind of know. I've been talking to him for a minute. I've been talking to him for a really long time. Like since I was 3 years old, I remember seeing him in my dreams, talking to me. I remember being right there in the Old Testament in my dreams. I just heard Sarah, the mothers. And I remember her saying that, and it sent something through my body. I said, yeah, maybe Christianity got some weird stuff going on, but that Christ consciousness is something real. And I'm on a journey. And the Most High said, if you seek, you will find. Well, whoa. I went on a journey. But I remember her having a conversation with me. She was like, yeah. She was like, demon sex is the best. I said, huh? She was like, yeah, jinn sex. She was like, girl, it's nothing like it. I was like, huh? And so then I went on a quest for a whole year studying jinns. I'm like, what the heck is a jinn? What is that? And it led me back to Islam. So then I'm just on my journey collecting information. So remember, when we talk about breaking an oath, these are oath breakers. They broke their oath with the divine. They forfeited their God self in order to have immediate justification in a temporary situation under an illusion with a God that is fallen, with a system that is fragmented, with a matrix that can no longer sustain itself on lies and illusions and control by way of religion. So what happens to the agreements? Hey, they too fall with it, but they don't want to forfeit this. They don't want to forfeit these demons. They don't want to forfeit that. Look at how they're fighting. You got the Ace of Wands. The Most High showed up with one wand. Look at these fools. They done bought 1,000 wands. The Most High's like, what are y'all doing? You know the Ace of Wands is the biggest one in the galaxy, right? This is the one that the chosen ones carry because they've come into the agreement with me. And look, this is them trying to protect the enemy, trying to protect falsehoods, trying to protect demonic ways of being and thinking, only to end up in the 5 of Cups. This used to work. These are people that enjoyed watching other people suffer. They felt like it gave them power. It was the way they got their lick back. They never needed to survive off of forgiveness. They never needed to even seek forgiveness because why? I'll just put my gin on you and you're gonna die. And guess what? They did unalive some people. The work is great. No matter what you've done, you can always turn towards the Most High God. But guess what? You really want to do that work? You got a lot of work. You got to let go of all of that. You got to stop going to them sacrificial meetings. You got to stop, sacrificing animals. You got to stop. They don't want to do that. Some of these people were born into this. I did meet a very beautiful woman. Hopefully she's still watching. Thank you for your beautiful testimony. She's amazing. She's beautiful. Who was born into a family that had initiated her into Santeria. And after 20 years of doing what she thought was her lineage, she walked away and she says, I'm going to get baptized. And that was the beginning of her awakening. I don't know where she is now. She may have navigated to being a sovereign being. Maybe she doesn't need to be a part of a group or a church or whatever. But she absolutely was transparent with her story. And she says, we were reared into this. She's like, I remember doing this when I was 3 and 4 years old, going into ceremonies, making offerings to certain deities. Because culturally, that's what she was being reared to do. And there was a time of mercy and grace that we were ignorantly doing that. We've evolved since then. I'm talking direct connection to source. You ain't got to retch around. You ain't got to go around. You ain't got to go broke. You just go straight up. But in order to go straight, you got to be ready to see the truth. And some of these people don't want to wake up. Look, the moon. The moon has been their best ally, y'all. The moon is not our ally. The moon creates confusion. It scrambles frequencies. This is why women on their cycle start going crazy and, oh, she's on her period. No, you're supposed to be at peace with the moon by way of the cycle, but not the planet itself. The planet itself is a scrambler. It's like when we're trying to get a connection and you're like, dang, my Wi-Fi, why won't my Wi-Fi connect? It's the same thing. The moon does the same thing with people's high level, high vibrational God frequency. It scrambles your DNA. It affects the wind and the tides and this is like, this moon was created for that specific reason, to project false light, false illumination onto the planet Earth. And so people live by the full moon. Oh, it's the full moon. I'm going to manifest. What God got you waiting for a planet to be in alignment or in existence for you to, when you got all the planets within you, make it make sense. I too was guilty of that. Not to the capacity that a lot of these people were, though, with the moon. Who does the moon affect the most once we realize what's going on? The divine feminine. Her alignment, her menses, her cycle, her flow, her sacrifices, the great mother, feminine energy. The moon is a scrambler. It scrambles frequencies. You know how many murders are committed under the full moon? Statistics show. Even Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud did research on the howling moons. How people would turn into these animals and emotionally they'd be all over the place. And they're like spazzing out. Like, oh, it's a full moon. Okay. Yeah, the moon is a scrambler. In the night, it projects false light that it has absorbed from the sun. It's not even real light. So now that we got that out the way, we go right to source. Once you activate that part in you and remember who you are by way of song and dance and humming and sounds and frequencies, you then tap into the fire within you, Queen of Wands energy, the warrior within you. This is how we gain the victory. This is how we see what it is we need to see. And that's just what it is. Some of these people going to hold back what they saying now. Some of them could be in the chat just silent. 4 of Pentacles. This is also a shut up spell. So some of them did really big spell work, or what they thought was big. Nothing's greater than the great I am. Nothing's greater than source. Some of them did their biggest spell work around that moon cycle, only to find out that it's only holding them back. So now they're angry. They don't know what to do. The stuff is backfiring. Somebody's still putting stuff up on the altar for whatever these demons want. Somebody's still going to the graveyard to their own detriment. 44 on the timer. I can't make it up. So coming across psychic readers like myself, people that are speaking the truth, really does ignite their demons. Remember, some of them are possessed with these spirits. And to go through deliverance would be very difficult. Some of them are afraid to die because of what they've done. Some of them are being tormented by the spirits that they've taken out of the physical realm. Nightmares, no rest for the wicked, being very, very tired, either sleeping in the day and staying up all night. One of the two, out of sync, out of balance, looking for whom they can't project their energy onto, but finding that we are not available. We've walked away from these fake offers. Yeah, I see death and the Page of Swords. So this is difficult for them. But one thing I won't tolerate is somebody coming here and thinking that they can just, spew their energy and walk away. No, it's just going to stick to you. I promise you. Because here it will be uncomfortable. So I did see the comments. If somebody's so consistent, I was like, wow. I just give thanks to the Most High, because I feel like when demons are that bold, so committed to their hatred, and that's the only thing that brings them temporary joy, I must be doing something right. And that's the part that I'm really glad about. So they really do absolutely reveal to us just how far we've come. Our enemies have been our best teachers. And right now, with us not even having any enemies, these are just peculiar low vibrational dense frequencies on a collapsed program that are an illusion. They can't even afford to be an intrusion on this high vibrational level. The way we talking right now in these conversations, they can't even be an intrusion as much as they want to be. They're just something to see, something not to be digested or processed, something just to be observed and looked over. Meaning you look over them because you're looking to higher heights. You're gazing upon the highest horizon by way of the highest heavens. You ain't got time to be playing with scrambler's all day. This is absolutely applicable to some celebrities too. I've been dreaming about these celebrities. These little reality shows, child, they all under judgment. They know it. So remember to take what resonates and leave the rest. I love y'all so very much. I do. Thank you for the likes, the loves, the hype me up, Go on and hype me up. Hey, I'm excited about the hype me up. You can leave a comment there. Again, if you swipe to the left, it's going to take you to the breakdown and the analysis of this video. I thought that was super cool. I was reading and it was like, yes, the content creator goes into the evil eye, saying that people that give the evil eye are stinky legs and funky eyes. I'm like, that's what I said. Oh my God. It really breaks it down. I find it to be quite exciting. So we'll see what happens with that. But I love y'all, okay? Hype me up, thumbs up, whatever you feel you need to do. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, peace be with you.